Okay, so the first example is about a very common JavaScript use case. The user wants to build a valid URL out of information such as domain name and search filters. This is how it would look like using a JavaScript stored function. So we can go ahead and test it out. So we provide the domain name, search keyword, and you can see it produces a well-encoded URL. The same thing we can do with unique characters. So basically, this is the same search term in Japanese. And you can see that the produced URL takes us directly to the Google search. Okay, so the important thing is that, this encode URI, which is a JavaScript built-in function, make things really easy for us to implement. We can reuse it and without having to know the nitty-gritty of the implementation details. And if we were to do the same thing in SQL, this is how it would look like. The user has to know the knowledge and the implementation effort he needs to put into to make this possible. So this makes JavaScript stored functions really easy to work with. Now, I want to go to the next example. Let's make it a bit interesting. So what we want to do here is to do the opposite. We have a URL, and we want to extract things out of it, like domain names and paths and queries, etc. And for that, we are using an implementation from GitHub. Okay. So for this example, I want to see how we can interact with MySQL tables. So let's put the inputs in a table called raw URLs. We can insert some rows in it, and we can see the URLs. For example, this is a Yahoo Finance URL. There's a lot of information embedded in it. Basically, it takes us directly to the Oracle stock ticker, historical data for particular time range. Similarly, we have this GitHub link, which basically encodes information about filtering, ordering of the results. And lastly, let's see this Wikipedia page where the URL actually encodes information about a particular place inside a web page. Okay. So then what we can do is let's have another table to basically use it for the output and the decomposed information from this URL. And in order to make this transformation, we have a simple insert statement, which takes an input from the raw URL and does the extraction of different parts and inserts it into the process URL. So very simple. And this is how it looks like. Basically, after insertion, every URL has been decomposed into its constituents. And you can see the query parameter is not only extracted, but it's converted into a valid JSON format so that it can be used in the application or in the database. And similarly, the other examples as well. Okay, that's about it. Thank you.